Nhớ rằng Gustavo video gì tao đấy là thắt xin đó và cú thọ nên sẽ lời giặt gì bút cú nữa đó mà cú tao chỉ xe rồi cú tụi kinh hay tiệt哇Gustavo chỉ tao đấy là cái cú xã我被考切着呢so I decided that I'm actually going to teach Hmong now. I don't know what came about, but I just feel like teaching now. It's been a while. I've been at school for a bit. I've been super busy, so I haven't been making videos, and I apologize for that. But I hope this video will make up for it. So this is pretty much going to be my first video. It's just going to be like the basics and everything like that. Sorry you can't see my face. I can't really rotate the camera, but because I'm pretty ghetto. But anyways, so I just wanted to get started pretty much. Oh, for those that don't really know me, my name is Colin, but my Hmong name is Yamwa. So now you guys know that, let's get down to it. Alright, so this is the basic Hmong. And so I wrote that in Hmong too. It says Lu Hmong Lu Hao Bao, which means like the foundation of Hmong pretty much. So I'm just going to start off with pronouns. It's going to be pretty easy, simple. So first off, there's this little thing right here. But I want to say this real quick. Conjugations, who needs them? Hmong verbs do not conjugate. So those who have learned other languages like Spanish or French or German or any language like that, those languages have conjugations, which means the verb changes according to what pronoun is being used. Like the verb would be different for I, or the verb would be different for you, something like that. But Hmong doesn't do that. Hmong, the verbs, they just stay the same, and you use them just like normal. So that's pretty nice and handy, so you don't really have to memorize all the conjugations and stuff. So to begin with, I have this little box right here. So how to say I or me or my or mine, it's pretty broad, but the word is go, go. And so the K makes the G sound, and the U makes the U sound, and the V is a rising tone. If you guys watched my videos before where I taught people how to read and write and stuff like that, you would know that. But if you haven't seen those, I would suggest you go watch them. They're on my channel, so you guys can just go see them if you want. So the next word is you, which is go. Go. Next off, there is ni, which is he, she, it, her, him, his, hers. It's pretty broad as well. But once again, that's ni, ni. And I know a lot of people have trouble with the W's, but remember to practice it. It comes over time, and you'll learn it. So now we get into like the more complicated things, but it's still simple. So we and us, if there's only two people, if the subject is only two people, if it's just you and your friend, you would say u. So that B is a high tone, so you go u. And remember, that's only with two people. Sometimes people get that mixed up, but most often people just use the all-inclusive bay, which is that one right there, the P-E-B, bay. It's kind of like bay, like, you know, before anyone else. Kind of like, yeah, you know. So bay, and you only really use that, you're only supposed to use that when there's three or more people. And the same thing goes for you all. So the two people, you all, would be nay. Remember that B is a high tone. And then if there's three or more people you're talking to, you'd say nay. So it's just a tone change, pretty much. It goes from the high tone B to the high falling tone J. From nay to nay, if you can kind of hear the difference. I kind of exaggerated that one a little bit. So for they and them, there's lo. So I remember I made the vowel video, and AW is kind of tricky for some people, but it's o, and then just with that V rising tone, lo. So that's another tricky vowel. You might have problems with that. So moving on, pretty much. So those were the pronouns, but now I just want to do sentence structure. Sentence structure is super easy, like I said, right here. It is just like English, pretty much. The basic sentence structure is. Not everything is just like English, but the basics are. So it's subject and predicate, the subject being the pronoun or the noun, the predicate being the verb and object. So it's very, very simple. So I wrote out a few practice sentences already. So easy sentences, and then I wrote out Hmong jalu yong yi. So here it goes. That says gu mu lu ta la, which means I'm going to the store, but literally it means I go the store. Hmong is pretty simplistic. It's not complicated like English is, and that's what makes it beautiful. Hmong is just so easy and relaxed, and it rolls off the tongue. I love it. And this just makes it easy to like make your own sentences up, and actually guess how it's supposed to be said. It really, really helps. So the next sentence would be 個人no mo, which literally means you like to eat food. It's very simple. It's straightforward, just like English. 個人no mo. And then the next one would be 你們有波, which means she is going to play soccer, or he is going to play soccer. You wouldn't necessarily say it in this situation. But literally it means she go kick ball. That's how simple Hmong is, and I love it. It's awesome. You'll love it too. Okay, so since I said the sentence structure is just subject predicate, which is pronoun verb object, go, like you learned up above, it says I or me or whatever. And then mu is the verb to go. Lutala is the place or the object, and so I go to the store. Very easy. Go is the subject, you. Nye is the verb to like. No is also a verb, which means to eat. And mo is a simple word for food. Nu is the he, she, it, the pronoun. Mu is to go. Njau is to kick. And bo is a ball. So njau bo is to play soccer, pretty much. It's kind of inferred. Njau bo, kick ball, to play soccer. It's inferred. Now, the next part, asking questions. Now that you know how to say a sentence, the easy sentence structure, now you need to know how to ask a question. Now, there's a few ways to say questions. I didn't list a couple, like the word sha or the word lapo. I didn't list those because, I don't know, they're difficult concepts to grasp. And this is pretty much the first video, so I just wanted to keep it basic. I did include one of them that's actually kind of more difficult for someone who's not a native to grasp, but it's actually quite simple too, once you get used to it. But asking questions, nu lu nu, which I kind of find funny. Nu means to ask, lu nu is a question. So, the first way to do it is the word bo. Bo. Which, how you use it is just, it's between the subject and the verb. So subject, bo, verb, object. So in a sentence that would be 個半年動吧. Do you like to play volleyball? And literally it means, do you like to hit ball? Động ba is how you say to play volleyball. Ba is a different word for ball. You remember when I said njau ball? Ball meant ball, but ba also means ball. But also one thing, I put a little star right here, 我shi means to play. That's the actual word for to play. It's not necessarily like to play a sport. If you were to play a sport, you would use a verb and then like the ball, or I don't know, it shows you what kind of sport it is. But 我shi is just like play around, kind of like how little kids play. So there's that. That's the first way to do it with bo. Remember, it goes between the subject and the verb. Now, next one. Sorry the camera's so shaky. I don't have legit camera equipment. I'm not like getting paid to do this or anything like that, and I'm not asking for money. So my videos might be a little sketchy, but I hope they help. But sorry for the shakiness. Okay, the next one is the word law or law. They both mean the same thing. It's just depends on how you say it. It doesn't matter. But how you use it is subject, verb, object, law. Or you can do subject, verb, object, law. The law thing is kind of like an English thing, an English inflection, how at the end of a question your tone raises, and that kind of suggests that you're asking a question. It's kind of like that. But this one, law or law, is kind of used as like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm just repeating what you're saying, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to explain that. But this might, I'll give you a little context behind this. So this one says, 女莫能够生老. She is 20 years old, huh? And literally that means she has 20 years, huh? So I use the word huh because like, it's kind of like a person's talking to you and you aren't really paying attention all the way, but you paid attention enough to get the gist of it, and then you're going, huh? Pretty much at the end to like kind of confirm it. A lot of Hmong people do this when you're saying, or when you're talking with them, like the older generation does it. Like when you first visit their home, they'll say like, 個多勞, or 個多勞. Like it's, oh, you've come, huh? Pretty much. It's not like a serious question, like they're asking you something. They're not really asking you to answer. They're just asking like confirmation, or it's just kind of obvious. That's what that word is used for. So that one's pretty simple. You'll get used to using that a lot because, I don't know, a lot of OGs use it, like the older Hmong people use it a lot. And when you talk to them, it's nice to acknowledge that you're listening to them, and so you would repeat what they say and then put law or law on the end of the sentence to, I don't know, it's just it's a Hmong thing. A lot of people do it. The next way to ask a question. Sorry, my voice is shaky too. I'm really cold right now. It's snowing outside where I'm at. So the next way to ask a question is the word yaw. Yaw is one of my favorite ways to ask a question. I don't know why. I love it. But yaw goes subject, verb, object, yaw. It's kind of like law or law. It's exactly like that, except it just has a different purpose. So I put a star next to that. It says, you assume you already know the answer. Remember that, because that's what yaw is pretty much used for. So pretty much, okay, imagine this. You're hanging out with your friends, your Hmong friends, and you're practicing your Hmong, and then some older Asian people go by, and they're like walking into their house, in your friend's house. And then you're like, you've never really seen them before, but you ask your friends, "Lo yo neng Hmong yo." They are Hmong people, right? But you're like already assuming the answer. Right there where it says, where it has a little star, it says you assumed they were Hmong, and you were pretty much just confirming it. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If you know your friend is going to the store or something like that, you would say, "Como lutala yo," and then they'd be like, "Yep, see ya." That's pretty much it. Yo is just an assuming confirmation, kind of. I really like using it. So those are the basics for this first video. I hope the video didn't give you a headache because of how shaky it is, but I hope you learned something. Once again, this is for people who are learning Hmong, not for like older people or anything like that are just learning how to read. I mean, it could help you learn how to read, but this is mainly for like people that are just now learning Hmong, or like the Hmong kids that don't speak it. They speak more English than they do Hmong, and your parents are actually forcing you to learn this. Yeah, I'm calling you out on that one. Yeah, your parents are probably forcing you to watch this video. But, or you're doing it on your own, congratulations. But, just want to offer this little piece of advice, or this little encouragement. Like, if you're learning it for the first time and you're Hmong, you're doing a good thing. Hmong is your culture. Hmong is who you are. Yeah, you might live in America, you might live in other places, but honestly, You are Hmong. That is who you are. That is where you came from. Those are your ancestors. It's really important to remember that, to remember who you are. And so I just hope that you really take this seriously and you learn something from this, because I know it'll benefit you. It'll be able to connect you with your grandparents. It'll be able to connect you with your aunts and uncles that live over in Thailand or Laos. You'll just feel more connected with your family, and I can assure you that that will definitely bless your life. And so the vocab at the end of this, they're all the words that I used, the new words. So vocab, the teluchia. So the verbs were mu, to go, nye, to like, no, to eat, mo, to have, ya, to be, oshi, to play, ndyoba, to play soccer, nomba, to play volleyball. And the nouns are tala, store, mo, food, ball is a ball, ba is a ball as well, and shong is a year, neng, people, and then the number nengao, which is 20. I think I'm gonna do numbers next video, which is pretty simple. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it does you well. Thanks.